What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Got a great video for you guys today. I'm going to go over my biggest mistakes I made as a new driver. Before we jump into this video, we just wanted to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Solo, the best business app for gig workers out there. By using our link in the description below, you can get $10 just for signing up. Everyone qualifies. Definitely worth checking out. It gets you guaranteed pay, better earnings overall. They say the average driver makes at least an extra $5 grand a year just from having a free app on their phone. So definitely check that out, guys, and let's jump into it. All right, so for most, you might not make some of the mistakes I made as a new driver. I started when I had just turned 21. I had really no life experience at the time. To know anything about what it meant to be an independent contractor. But I would say the biggest mistake I made going into it was thinking that I would make like $35 to $40 an hour consistently. That's pretty much advertised and promoted everywhere. Uber's CEO just even recently said that, I think it was something along the lines of that Uber drivers on utilized hours or some type of language like that make $45 an hour, which is absurd and just frankly not even close to true. That might have been somewhat true like 7 years ago, but definitely not now. So going into it, I was thinking I was about to be in this massive cash cow gig economy. I learned pretty quickly that was not the case. As I got used to it, though, I will say there were definitely days where I did make 35, 45 plus an hour. But you will never make that consistently. You just won't. So that was probably mistake number one, was thinking that I was gonna make money that good. I mean, if it's too good to be true, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? The second biggest mistake I would say I made was I would just go and park in downtown areas at any time of the day thinking I would get rides, and I would sometimes go an hour without getting a ride. Not knowing how everything worked, I just assumed it was slow and that's how it was. Obviously, I was getting very depressed about it quick because it was day after day that it really wasn't going that well. And it took me probably a good month before I really caught on to where I should be driving towards, where I should be parking to get consistent rides. But generally speaking, just going and parking in any downtown area, for one, even if you do get rides, often those aren't good rides. They're very short rides. You can hit a lot of traffic. And in most cases, I'm almost always trying to avoid downtown. Even if it's a Saturday or Sunday and there's a nice bar rush, there's plenty of other good rides outside of the downtown areas. And usually the traffic alone and the chaos in a downtown area at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, to me, is just not worth it. But back then, 6, 7 years ago, I would literally just do that. And I did that for a long time. I always say it's a miracle I even kept going because I did not make good money then. I made horrible money driving Uber and Lyft when I first started. But I would say after about 3 months, I was really starting to get the hang of it to where, you know, I could make at least 20 an hour. And again, at 21, I didn't have much living expenses. My rent was like $600 a month. So it was pretty easy to take care of, you know, a couple days of driving. The third biggest mistake is definitely not utilizing third-party apps. If I drive a full-time week just from utilizing Solo and Play Octopus, I can usually make $150 extra a week. So using these types of apps, as well as things like Gas Buddy, they're gonna make your life a lot easier. You're gonna make more money. And I feel like a lot of drivers just have this objection to using third-party apps, which I don't understand. Because most of these are very, very good. In particularly those two mentioned, I think are the absolute best. Definitely worth looking into both of those, obviously. The next thing I would say was definitely, and this might be the biggest one, was not tracking expenses. I did not track expenses my first year. I really, really regretted that at the end of the year. Again, I was young and dumb. I didn't know how the world worked. I didn't know it was gonna really bite me in the butt. I had only had construction jobs before that where, you know, I didn't have to worry about stuff like that. So I just didn't know it was a thing. I thought I just was good to drive, make my money, and that was all there was to it. The last one I would say is not buying a dash cam. I think this is the biggest mistake any driver can make. New drivers or experienced drivers, if you don't have a dash cam yet, you really should. It's a crazy world out there. One thing I've seen on a lot of videos lately from other channels, our channels, and really most people, like their frustration addressed towards Uber is that they haven't done more for driver safety. Some people have even said things like, you know, passengers should have to do some type of verification before they even get in the car. You know, there needs to be something in place to protect us. But as we've learned, these companies really don't care about us at all. They can do all those nice, fancy interviews talking about how we're their number one priority, but it's every action they do is inconsistent with that. So they don't really care about us. We're expendable, you know? You lose your best drivers, you're gonna have a bunch more sign up. But the thing is, it's a great gig, and I don't say any of this to dissuade any of you from doing it, but having a dash cam is a great extra layer of security, because if people know something's being recorded, they're gonna be a lot less likely to do anything crazy. Now granted, they're hammered at 2 in the morning, well, they just might not care anyways. That's why you carry a tire iron underneath your seat, because Uber won't let you carry weapons. So, gotta have a multi-tool, we'll call it. But yeah, I think a dash cam is probably the most important piece of equipment you can get as a driver. And there's a lot of other reasons it's gonna be beneficial as well, so definitely something to look into. But anyways, guys, that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Solo and Play Octopus, linked in the description below. I'm telling you guys, you're gonna make a lot more money just by using those two apps and services. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I hope you guys crush it out there this week, and I will talk to you guys soon.